Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Sure rock says. Can you feel it? Sure rock says. Can you feel it? Sure rock says. Can you feel it? Feel it.
Welcome to CERTAmbayan Live. We will be starting in a few minutes. Please stand by.
Stewardship is something that we deeply value. Time, treasure, talents, these are just some of the gifts that Almighty God has entrusted to us. The recognition that we're just mere stewards of what has been trusted to us helps us to strive for excellence in everything that we do. It helps us understand our responsibility to the people around us and the world that we live in, and how we can change the world to be a better place for everyone. Embedding the concept of stewardship in a Christian helps us to uphold our core values. These are stewardship, teamwork, entrepreneurship, passion, and synergy. All our businesses are built on the premise of value. We believe that when values are prioritized, everything else follows. To be passion-driven. As good stewards, we're passionate about what we do, and such is shown in the service and products that we deliver and the returns to our stakeholders. To be entrepreneurial and to be excellent in our business. As good stewards, we seek to find business opportunities and maximize the existing potentials of the businesses we are in. And lastly, to be synergized for success. As good stewards, we try to bring together the businesses we are in and the causes we support, ensuring that each element is synergized in line with good stewardship. And as such, at the end of the day, our success is measured by a triple bottom line approach of people, planet, profit. We seek to be good and excellent stewards of what God has given us. We are Xanaho Corporation.
Gusto ko easy money, pero doon ko na-realize na itong easy money, kailan wala itong patunguhan.
My experience that if people are very flashy and the deal is too good to be true, then it's too good to be true.
Online advertisements and social media accounts using government officials' names, particularly myself, have come out recently to lure people into patronizing illicit trading schemes. The Department of Finance or any other government agency does not endorse Bitcoin or cryptocurrency investments.
While scrolling Facebook, yun, nakita ko sa isang page na about investment. So yun, nag-inquire ako.
We were very excited because he will promise you Bitcoin at a very low price. He does have some real legit Bitcoins, so you will believe him.
Ipakikita nila na tumataas yung Bitcoins. Minsan, babayaran ka nila muna, you will be convinced that it will be worth it to invest more.
We passed him almost $500,000 cash, and then when you start asking him the tough questions, that's when he would block you and totally ignore you, so you can't get hold of him, and that's when you know you've been scammed.
Tuman ako ng trauma. Sana yung pera na pinaghirapan ko, di ko na lang in-invest doon. Sana ginamit ko na lang sa business, binigay ko sa family ko.
Whenever you are being invited to invest into some things, especially if it is through social media, you have to study it and you have to research and leverage online whether it is legitimate or not.
Before you invest, make sure to get the following information: name of the person and the company making the offer, their respective addresses, their SEC permit to offer or sell securities to the public. There must be a separate permit to solicit investments. It is not enough that they are SEC registered as a corporation partnership or as a sole proprietorship with PPI. If you do suspect a scam, check with SEC.
maayong gabi sa tanang mga suking paminaw o mga nagsubaybay sa atong programa sa CERTAmbayan. Good evening o welcome. Medyo late may naka-start kay technical problems o ipataron kay natong kuan diri pinaka kusgan nga kuan komentarista nga walay kuan siya kaning no holds barred, hard hitting Thin Brown Man, aka Elmer Hugalbot. Welcome, boss. Paglipay sa tangan na.
Okay ra akong audio? Okay ra akong audio?
Okay kayo? Nanin maligi kay Michael. Murag na kuan ka, boss.
Ning anak patay na ba?
Ha?
Na, ang internet na pod ni.
Internet, oo.
Ang akong internet magputol-putol lagi.
Okay. Wala problema.
Okay
Daghan
na.
nun ta. Daghan kay daghan tang maka-fill in ba basta maputol ang
akong
uban.
connection lagi mag-intermittent.
Imong connection. Ilisin na nag-Starlink.
Nagpaabot ko sa nga na ni Converges. Kaning Converges na ba? Oy, okay. So maayong gabi day no, Osbon ko. Maayong gabi sa atong mga suking tigpaminaw og tigtan-aw diay no. This is my second time to go live sa CERTAmbayan live on the 50th episode bigod no. Daghan siguro ta og angayang hisgutan ron, di ba? Boss attorney. Usa na to kakauban, no? Let's just give him the floor first. Para mo
atong i-welcome kay para makitsan ni siya mga fans club. Vernon, go! Ay, patawa mo na. Pakpak na. Pakpak. Patawa mo. Okay, non. Basig na kay mga i-greet na.
Great? Great na to sa itong i-greet atong mga suking tigpaminaw diha. Kung asa man sa gikan. Naabot na si Gawas Kadyot.
Kuan sa great sa mga fans club ba?
Mga fans club? Saan ba karon? Advance Merry Christmas na Mudawat ra ko. Open na kayo.
Okay, katapos batat dalis ang atong usas pinakakusgan. Banggitan nga ekonomista mohatag na og perspective ron sa outlook. Mga bugat ning mga gahi. At welcome Serge Bargayo. Gabi, Serge. Bati siguro internet ro no?
lagi.
Unsa man inyo ha? Ang imo boss unsa nimo ha?
Ang ako actually it's a cable provider na mo diri nga naka-package siya but ang backbone niya is actually PLDT no.
Sky.
PLDT.
Naka-piggyback ni sila sa sa PLDT.
Ambot gani kang kang Sergi unsa na iya? Imo diha no, di marasag putol-putol ka no, pero okay ra madunggan ra pero raguan.
Ang akong backup kung gamit ang Globe, ang PLDT daghan man nagamit.
Okay. Sir, maragon na, di na mo sulti si Serge. Marag audio na ni mo Serge. Dili day connection di ay.
Ituplok.
Wala man siya. Naka-kuan man na siya man na siya
naka-ground mo ra naka-ground.
Mura grounded na iyang kuan. Grounded siguro ka Serge.
Ituplok balik.
Okay, samtang
tangan
tingog lang Serge. Tingog lang Serge ha, kay samtang kuan,
laptop mic na ray gamita, laptop mic
bago mo guna iyang kuan god, bura og Mac mo guna iyang kuan diha mo nang sudling og bag-o ba. Kana.
Mic na screen mic na Ayan gamit ang kuan headset.
Screen mic na ron.
Screen mic na ron.
Murag ang headset
okay.
na.
Ngay sa katahuran kay kadungog. I-greet sa imong asawa kay Hindi ka taga-fish diha.
Okay, may gabi
Ah,
sa ng
props na lang na,
taga-paminaw nato
props.
sa Cebu, Visayas, Mindanao, Luzon, ug world. Welcome back. This our kapila ni 50th. This is our 50th kuan live nga kuan, and gipaningkamutan gyud ni sa pinaka kusog namong kuan. Kauban si Attorney Zigfred Diaz nga tuman gyud ron. Okay, sani? Karong Disyembre. So, mao na ni. Lito. Tin Brown man. So, may gabi na itong tanan. And welcome.
Full force.
Welcome sa mga naminaw ug nananaw sa live. Yeah. Fun. Let's give the year-end a bang.
Yawa. Boto day ka, ha?
Give sa tayo mo, Serge. Let's give the year-end a bang. Okay. Okay, so ang atong unang issue siguro ron kaning init kayo nagbagah lita kalabot aning pag-block sa SEC sa atong kuan sa Binance, no? Oh, mo na kuan kay sa US, nahitabo ni siya sa US nga gibukod sa Department of Justice. Unya karong bag-o lang gyud gawas November 30, gi-block sa SEC ang Binance. Nindot ang gisulti ni kuan ni DOJ kanang sa US ba, Secretary of Justice nga kunong kuan sa tingon nga kanang when you commit a crime, it is not disruption or innovation. When you violate the laws, it is not disruption or innovation. You are not a disruptor or an innovator. You are a criminal. Kuya, kayo, no? So, muna yun, buhat sa itabos Binance. So, take ninyo, yan is easy blocks, crypto exchange, Binance. Labi na ka ng mga fans, the endorser, the mga Gcash, kinarabay Binance niya.
Ako lang siguro yung una, no? Ang akong take
boss.
ni attorney, no? Mga boss is this, no? Any technology, no? Nga bago, no? Nagi na kung sa Tagalog pa kanang kaakibat nga krimen, no? Any cryptocurrency actually is agnostic, no? To morals, di ba? Kay technology raman na siya, no? It's the intention of those people using that same technology, just like nuclear weapons, no? That will actually be the source of the crime itself, no? So mura bag pistola ba, no? Ang pistola, guns don't kill people, di ba? People kill people.
Right?
Correct. So it's the same thing. Ikaduha, sakto po na, no? Just like any instrument, especially kaning mo deal na og financial instruments, especially they are gearing it as an alternative to fiat currency. Dapat yun na ay regulation, no? Because the technology itself, the blockchain underneath that kanang cryptocurrency is actually is a very good technology nga dapat i-adapt, no? Especially on government efficiency, mga negosyo, mga sa pribadong kuan. Ang nakakuan lang yun, nakapait kay because just like any other new technology, people who are scammers really tend to ride on the back of those technologies for sinister reasons, no? Or sinister ideas. So and it's a good thing ang Pilipinas pod, the Philippines is doing that because I think it already had almost a bank run, no, quote unquote, when sa galito. What day was that? Na a massive withdrawal sa Binance. A few days ago. So and early investors I think are losing. Especially ilahang coin mismo. Kung singa na ng
Ah,
Binance
oo.
nga coin, gali. Dito.
Limot ko sa nailang ko.
So maula na ako,
Ilang
no?
coin.
My take is regulation good, no? Pero the technology itself, it has massive potential good.
Pero when you talk about regulation, mo biya na yung essence sa cryptocurrency. Ba? Ang regulation, precisely, nga na nag-create og cryptocurrency, kaya they want to avoid regulation. Yeah, pag humana na, when you talk
No.
about regulating, mahimo siyang ano siya, purpose nga
Well,
crypto
actually,
ta nga.
I beg to disagree, no? Ang premise on cryptocurrency is for a decentralized form of currency, no? Decentralized, but regulated siguro gihapon, no? Kay I don't know, ikaw may master ani
Kada man naman.
if decentralization goes hand in hand with deregulation, basad, or is there a point in which you have this new currency, new instrument, cryptocurrency, wherein it's very decentralized because of the blockchain technology underneath that cryptocurrency, but at the same time regulated as well, almost like a fiat currency that would not sacrifice the decentralized character of that cryptocurrency. I don't know if it's possible, no? If there's that convergence, no, between og sa graph pa di padung sa taas ang decentralization, unya ang regulation sa doon dapat padung sa ubos, no? Kay dili na sila i-regulate. At some point,
Convergence,
siguro
divergence.
divergence. Convergence between the two. So kana siguro kanang gitawag siguro sweet spot ba?
Convergence, divergence.
Dili G-spot
Ano
ha,
mo nako?
sweet spot.
Switch.
Mora to.
Ano mo gra?
Okay. Kanang gra. Kinsa mo input? Ang ekonomista o ang endorser sa GCash?
Thank you.
Sa'yo na.
Igi ka igi.
Sige.
Igi, master ni Jiggy.
Sige, so itong i-clarify ang kuan na ipit ang Binance na samarera ni siya tungod kani kuan ang CEO, step down ang CEO pleading guilty to kuan money laundering. So I think mo na ang major trigger nga nung gi-ban ang kuan sa diri sa ato ang regulators. Kay of course it's we have anti money laundering laws, so dapat mo respond jud ato ang regulators. So I think open na everybody agrees, like I agree sa gisulti ni Sir Ibe nga kuan nga na use case ang technology, di ba? Which is ang una mo gamit kana man yung mga illegal. Mo man na sila murag kanang use case
Early adopters.
Early adopters. So proven na ang in terms of whatever unsa ilang ginagamit, which is primarily kanang transfer or movement of money nga walay or limited ang mga traces ba para lisod i-trace whenever they're moving large amounts of money. So muna ilang primary nga use case. In terms of currency usage, murag kani personally murag dili ko mo agree nga it should be called cryptocurrency, because although it is meant to be a supposed currency, but to date wala pa mass adoption of kanang actual currency usage nga although naay ginagmay nga kanang mag-exchange ka og service nga bayaran ka through whatever type of cryptocurrency, pero usually ang Bitcoin ramay naay proven and tested nga ana nga transaction. Ang ubang crypto wala man halos. It's more of like speculative nga forex siya, forex nga with extra steps, or murag mura siya, di ba? Mura siya foreign exchange within the crypto space lang siya ba? Mura na siya nahitabo sa cryptocurrency market ron in terms of like as far as being a currency goes. But mura siya ang technology wise na use case, and kailangan lang siguro nga it's either mahog ni siya nga mo shrink ang industry in terms of gamiton na lang siya sa katong mga naam gyud po yung mutubo nga mga community nga dedicated to its kanang or whatever use case nga ilang gusto, especially sa katong they don't want to be followed, or they don't want eyes of the government sa ilahang ginabuhat or whatever. So muna siya ako ang so fair man po ang kanang reaction sa regulators because it's their mandate to do so. So muna siya. Naaragya po ng cryptocurrency nga as katong mga gusto yung naam dyan ay different communities, di ba? Like katong mga bad elements niya naasay katong mga idealistic jud nga gusto jud sila through decentralization. So muna siya.
Okay, Serge Bargayo, say mo take.
Okay. The same as usual. Regarding cryptocurrency, it's all boils down to potentiality ba? Anagi po potential. So kung imo siyang mo kita ako nag-try ko reflect on kanang inani daghang gyapon na nganong nag-implement ang regulators or ang mga governing bodies or kinsa mga authority. Kung imo siyang atong kanang pag 1993, 1992, 93, 92, 93, 94 may pagsugod sa World Wide Web or sa internet, then daghan kayong mga ato lang unaon ba daghan kayong ni go against adto nga kanang bati og perception wa man ay potential nana kay kanang lang gyud ang mga tao mo adto gyapon og kumamalit adto gyapon tindahan nana mo adto gyapon library to get the information, and suddenly pag for few years they found out na gamit di kay ang internet sa nana ba, and right now kung imo siyang unaon with all tungod sa mga panghitabo mismo sa atong education system bisag asa pa bisag katupang first world mga countries, they found out na kung open-minded lang ka, then changes are welcome nga imong i-welcome ba nga nani day because you're not closing yourself to new opportunities. So basing lang ana sa crypto nga pagtan-aw lang naa man ni potential. So people are trying to open their minds nga pwede na nato ni ano na testingan. So daghan kay ni enter, daghan ni join sa bandwagon nga para di ta ma-left behind pareha sa uban nga mga bag-oging nga mga panghitabo or bag-ong something that would enhance our life or sa ato ang mas madali ang ato ang pagpanginabuhi, madali ang ato ang kinabuhi. So ni try og appeal, and kung bag-o man gani kasagaran, it is prone to kanaging mga sayop, prone to errors, prone to kanang sabotage, or prone to human behavior ba nga to take advantage ba na ay greed, na ay fear. So labi na gyud ang greed kasi potential ba ang crypto. So tan-aw sa mga tao, tagaan nimo kwarta, tagaan mo gi-convert to crypto ya daghan na nga sunog inana nya naka-gain. Of course kung nay malugi na gyud naka-gain. It's impossible nga puro man lugi tanan. So kung nay nalugi nasay naka-gain. So ang rules sa ko sa mga regulatory body pra nang sa SEC and so forth kinsa man sa government mo na ilahang power, they given the right nga or given the authority nga kung naamgay something nga that would cause harm, then make a policy or a regulation nga ma-minimize ang harm or mawagtang ang harm sa ubang mga tao. So technically kung imong gyud subayon ang crypto taas jud kay siya potential, high ang iyang potential for enhancing human kuan kanang activities ba labi na sa finance or pag-exchange of goods. Limang kag wala na kay gikuptang kwarta kay ana na kas transaction pa na ka through your phone na crypto. Again, it's potential sa katong giingon ni Boss EB ganina, decentralization. That's true. Maulan lagi, it's tungod kay bag-o siya, it is prone to human failure ba or human nga nahiya kang masayop, and that's a good thing kung masayop man gani, so ma-enhance. That's the purpose of kanang authority sa SEC para ma-minimize ang kinsa itong makuan maapektuhan negative ang impact sila. Of course na negative na sige positive na nakadawat sa kwarta pero kuan lang not legal, not in a legal way. I just hope nga kani ang parang Pilipinas ani maglisod pagi taog kuan og kanang sa atong peso gani pero sa probably sa mga advanced nations kana I hope nga they can find ways na kana they ma-decentralize at the same time magamit siya at its own intention ba nga mao ni purpose sa cryptocurrency. Pero daghan lang nga sunog kay bago lagi bago nga daghang scam kay nay bago kabantay ka nang mingon tag bago ingnon ta nay baboy dito nga tag pila to ka per share nga to ina na ba scam na ninog ka tungod lagi easy money because of greed. So that's my take on it kana DOJ charges Binance. The same again, nagi potential ang cryptocurrency pero dapat sakto lang sa we're still in the stage of kuan man good sa toy term ni mo na Lodi Ziggy, growth pains,
Birth pains.
birth pains, growth pains.
Yeah, si Sarah naman din. Mga may painless nga.
Ako take like kontra mo kay ko ng crypto. Sakto man na inyong gisulti nga naagyoy potential but not today's cryptocurrencies. Basic mo na nga adage ba sa regulation. You cannot regulate what you cannot control. So mura ba kanang istorya atong kuan ba atong scorpion o kuan ba unggoy nga goy patabuka ko sa pa goy nya pa kuan ako sa imong baha ko sa imong likod. Ade ko kay manguan ra ba kay mura ba na nature ba nimo nga manguan jud ka mang sting jud ka ba i-release gyud nimo imong poison di lagi salig lang gud nako kay ganahan gyud mo tabok diha nga sting ti ka malunod tang duha pag-abot dito sa kuan tunga sapa kay ana man gyud siya sa scorpion ingong unggoy ingong ka nga dili ko nimo stingon na matay nang tani natutok ko sa wa ko problema wa ko mahimo ana kay nature naman gud nako. Similarly,
yes. Sige, go ahead. Go ahead. There's another variation ato, the scorpion and the frog. Itubag niya kanong gi-sting siya in the middle of the river, ang iyang sulti mas poignant, mas kuan. Ay ang gisulti sa scorpion, ningon ang scorpion nga wa man gud di ko kaagta.
Hindi siya kagwanta. Kaya nature na yun niya.
Which means, nga, human nature gina to do evil. Di ba?
Correct.
Sa ubang mga tao ba?
Hindi siya kagwanta. So similarly, remember nga crypto, which you cannot control. Nature ba na sa cryptocurrency nga kuan siya nga you have to kuan it. Kana bang imo na siyang kana bang decentralized siya ba? Nature na gyud na sa cryptocurrency nga decentralized siya. So, unsa control nga decentralized man siya. So, lisod kayo nga when we talk about controlling it. So, in the first place, wa gyud siya regulation but may kag potential nagpaabot ko sa gitawag og central bank digital currencies kana noon. elements technology behind cryptocurrency, mga kanang tawagan na sa Ethereum, kanang contracts, smart contracts inana. Pero
which is
issued by
blockchain founded.
issued by the central banks, dili kay kanang wild west karon ngayon ana, di ba? Also katong
Ang issue mo Tony, if I
Yes,
may interrupt you a bit, no. Ang issue mo
Yes,
doon
sige,
is
go ahead.
the scam. It's the cryptocurrencies are being used as scams. First, the established cryptocurrencies are being used, no, in funding illegal activities or to store or to keep their money
Correct.
derived from illegal activities, no. That's one form of illegal actions using cryptocurrencies. The more shameful is people are how do you call that, inventing their own coins and their own cryptocurrency, right? Only for the sole purpose of making money out of
Correct.
early investors. So as a gikaingon ako kaganiya, but what I've said before is ang cryptocurrency, ang coin or ang token, it is a stick, no, but it is the person and then the investors nga magpailad pod kayong ma-scam ang labi na ning mga Pilipino. so and I agree with you, no, nga dapat yun unta na the regulation first is how do you call that, reading the baskets with bad eggs, meaning unsa tong mga cryptocurrencies nga dili maayo gyud designate gid sila as illegal.
Kuan sad boss kanang ay mas mo prefer ko sa China approach nga giban gyud nila outright tanan. Unya sila may naningkamot nga maghimo sila ilang digital currency katong digital yuan, which is wala pa siya, but
exactly
to protect the investing public, di ba? Unya kita sang kita sa mga Pilipino, ang ato sang mga regulation hina ayo. Ugwa
pero
ni
naman sila boss,
musog.
di ba na plano ang BSP to come up with own digital coins?
Sakto, naa sila. They're even promoting na gani cryptocurrencies. Na magbuhat na sila og kanang mga education campaign about cryptocurrencies. Mingon sila nga inana, and sad to say lang ba nga ang ilahang they're trying to promote something, wala pagi kayo ang
klaro
ma-address ang bigger picture ba. Wala pa kayo naging move ba nga dapat gikan ilang gi-implement. Mura ginahinay nila og sa akong tanaw ginahinay nila og kuan gi ang mga tao to get informed ba nga about cryptocurrencies. Ang sad lagi mo lang na ang sad lang, it's daghan ang nahitabo.
Daghan ang na-scam. Ang ako, muna ako pasabot nga hinay kay sila kay og ang usog ng DOJ sa US, di sad sila marag gaya ra ba putugaya. Wala bitaw sila ilang independent way of thinking nga. Okay lang na kay kuan lang, tolerate lang niya. Karon kay nang usog naman ang DOJ nya kuan na, sunod sad sila issue sa ilang kuan. Og naminaw pa sa bayan. Sige na tag-ingon ani nga violation lagi na security regulation code. Kay violation man gyud siya kay pan mabita na akong ibahis akong talk permit na kanang ang ato security regulation code, you cannot solicit investment from the public kung wala kay secondary license, di ba? Nobody puts money into cryptocurrency as a means of exchange. Kay mo man ni reason sa BSP nganong giala nila kay okay ra kay means of transmitting money na. Come on, di ba? Kasi may, nano man jud ko be nga mo gamit man jud crypto except if you're a criminal, di ba? Mo man crypto, mo man padakag kuan sa Hamas, mo man gamit nila nga means. You can use GCash, you can use Paymaya, you can use bank to bank, GCash na lang, kaya nato endorser dere. Di ba? So ano mo gamit man jud ana. So karon kay black naman sa US, sunod din atong regulators nya na. Awahin na kay nakaposisyon ng mga tao nga na-scam. Pero anyway, going to
the black market sila sa US or they were just fined 40 million?
Block yun sila, boss. I-block
I
yun
read
sila.
somewhere,
Okay. Fine 4 billion, which is, by the way, the
4 billion,
largest
sorry.
penalty. The largest penalty in the history of US settlement. Kato ba, the first time ko to nga nag-press con ang DOJ Secretary o ang Secretary of Finance. Asa ka mga hoy, ana. Ina nagabugat ang kuan niya. Ang grabe pag yun mahitabron is usa sa agreement nga ang US government will go over the Binance record unya tanahon o kinsa tong mga na-transact nga using the platform for illegal means. So sa to pa, example, masakpan dito si Vernon Godiay nga yatag ni donate siya og kwarta sa Hamas to finance terrorist activity. Awa na appeal ni siya dito. Appeal siya dakop dito. Mo na kuya wala.
Kanang magpadata boss og kanang unsay nga ni adto sa atong sugar baby. Illegal po na.
Appeal ka dito ha. Appeal dito Tin Brown man Elmero Galbot nagpada siya sugar baby ay ana. Extradite na yun, extradite. Pero kibaw ko kasi kani sige go Gcash man siya, wa ni siya. Yes, go ahead.
Sige.
I-cut off to mo na question sa Facebook at pwede to na to i-address.
Sige na question dahil na ini comment diri. Shout out sa akong mga lodi si Marnel Apat ni. Kuan kaning kauban na to sa Ticker and Trends. Unya ningon siya nakoy question mga boss. If given a chance to regulate crypto industry, what should it be? Sige sugda na to ni kuan Boss Elmer. Nya dayon igigo unya search. Sige go.
Nabali man.
Question ni Boss Marnel ha. Na if given
Kung
a chance
i-regulate
to
ko no ang kuan, unsan ko no ang crypto? Nato para nako
what
natubag naman
crypto ang what crypto ang i-regulate or unsay paagi sa pag-regulate?
Unsaon murag if given a chance to regulate, what should it be? Unsaon pag-regulate? Ako kung may natubag na to.
How to regulate.
Murag natubag man to.
Moto katong imong giingon kaganina which I really agree no. Mag-establish a world central bank of currencies no. And then nice qualification.
World imong pasabot Tin Brown man.
Mora mag yun na only way to go about it.
Nganong world. Dili nganong world no. World because cryptocurrency, the crypto space doesn't have geographical boundaries. Okay? So ang kuan ko diha is this no. Ang take nako is katong giingon ni Attorney Zigfred ni Bozigi na naay world central bank of cryptocurrencies. That's number one. And then number two is identify kung kinsa na nga mga cryptocurrencies that will really serve a definitely good purpose. Pero di makaka-ensure ana yun no kay naam gyud mangita man nag-loophole ang mga kriminal. But at least identified sila no. Onya set a limit of how many cryptocurrencies can a country ba or a company can manufacture or unsa ba na or produce or unsa ba na no. That's two.
Mining.
Yeah. Or mine no. And then number three, that's it no. Kana usapan ang issue gid that nganong that that's why I really hate cryptocurrency as well is very energy intensive operations in mining those cryptocurrencies which you know nya na lang siguro na to isgutan. But yes, that's number one no. Central although mo lagi na ang mahitabuan is kung giingon sa ni Boss Sigfrid ganina na you cannot regulate what you cannot control. So the only thing that akong giingon pud gihapon kaganina is to come up with a convergence point no between regulation and which is aimed to go down by this new cryptocurrency and the amount of decentralization that can be acceptable to regulators no. So kanang sweet spot ba asa na dapit ta diha pangitaon because that's the only thing no. Thirdly, ang katong concerns nga magamit siya sa krimen, magamit siya sa mga kriminal no. Will eventually become a consequence of that the first two kay ma-identify naman nimo og kinsa tagiya yung sa paggamit. Pero even then, even if the features that we have today, there are still so many loopholes nga people use, no, in hiding their ill-gotten wealth, no. Dinilas ato mga politiko. Grabe. Ha? And that's
Ikaw na, boss, giunsan mo, boss, ang imong hidden wealth.
nagbuhat kong foundation, boss, non-profit. Unya, at the end of the year, kanang mga politiko,
Sugar baby.
at the end of the, boss, kanang mga politiko, dinis Pilipinas, at the end of the year, magsugod na November to early December before Christmas, panguna sa mga hinampak ang ilang mga kwarta. Physically, they will withdraw their money. Let's just say 10 million. They withdraw hinay-hinay on December, between November and December. So that at the end of the year, December 31, when they file for their SALN, ang ibang statements dito will not reflect that they have this much. Okay?
Kana tinod na.
Ang ending balance naman, by December 31st, December 31 of the current year. So kung nasa 100 million, so ato nirong pangitaan ng mga politiko, hain nila gipamutang ni nagro siguro na sila hinay-hinay.
Na-speak ni Bob, boss. Na-speak ni Bob.
It's a different story altogether. But is lagi mangita gyud, no, even now kaning fiat currency. In fact, there's a lot of people now that have offshore bank accounts, no, and the only business that they have is that they're politicians. That's why one of my friends, foreigner friends, he said to me, you know what, the most successful and the most profitable business model in the Philippines is becoming a congressman or a national politician. A politician. Makukuno na, proven na kuno na, tried and tested. Ngano po ko, ikaw mag-congressman na daw.
One thing's for sure, one thing's a fact yun noon, Boss EB, it's walay politiko nga pobre.
Of course.
Wag yung politiko nga pobre.
Magsugod ng pobre niya, mag-anam ka dato.
Yan na. Wa jud ingon ba nga unahaw sa natong serbisyo na anyway, dili sa practical. Pero imo come to think of it na iniguman sa election nga nagpagawa sa kwarta or kinsa may dili kanang mo shell out og kwarta or probably gamay ra gishell out kwarta kay nagsalik sa support sa usa ka grupo. Ana. At the end of the day, naglingkod na gyud na, it's time to bring back it's time for the reaping. It's time na nga pagkuha na gyud kung unsay angay kay ang SOP nagudaan usa ka project na nagud kay automatic 10% or pila na ka porsyento. I'm not
may lag 10, 15 gyud ang ban.
I'm not certain sa pila ka percent pero naa gyud na siya. It's SOP, standard operating
30 pa.
930.
And which sakto to mong giingon nga great sa to pinaka proven and tested na business model.
Pamulitika.
Ari na sa Fernando, balik ta sa crypto.
Okay, balik ta sa crypto. Fernando, may isulti sa ni Marnie, Boss Marnie.
Kana sa to? Regular chance to regulate.
Regulation ko no.
Kuan. Ang akong view ani is dili siya ma-regulate kaya ang the whole kung atong ibalik sa sinugdanan ang sinugdanan which is ang Bitcoin, it was always meant to be decentralized niya. Lisod kay na
correct.
I-centralize, di ba?
Mo nature ginya, nature.
It's by nature jud siya nga lisod siya regulate. Although initially nag open adaptation like everywhere, like including the Philippines, like katong mga sa una nga mga early adopters sa katong app nga ni first ni open o kanang stock crypto nga app dito sila. Kalimot na ko. Ang most likely mahitabuan ni is katong proposal ni Bill Gates which is the virtual currencies. And then based on ang trajectory, ako ara ni siyang forecast which is based on current events nga crackdown naman jud nila ang kuan, ang biggest exchange which is Binance. While doing the information education campaign on still sa mga cryptocurrency, ang most likely mahitabuan is naay mahitabo nga murag bait and switch. Ang gamiton is ang virtual currency, i-push ang virtual currency sa each state siguro, and then alleging watakibaw kung gamiton mo jud nila ang kanang ng mga technology sa Ethereum or sa crypto, and then muna ilang i-push sa public, which is ang use case karon is ang katong gi-mention nimo ganina, which is ang digital renminbi sa China, which is already being used sa ilang populace. And then watakibaw it's ang mahitabuan is mga ilan lang i-rebrand siguro. Mag-rebrand lang ta sa mga cryptocurrency kunohay, but it's actually the similar sa kanang digital renminbi, which is although kuan naman jud itong kwarta ron virtual or digital, it's just with the use case of the current tech, whether gamiton na nila or dili. Pero ambot lang what about how fast ang adaptation per country. Wa ko sure sa Philippine side, wa ko sure kung unsaon nila pag-implement, kay maglisod gyud implement sa QR code sa mga ID pa lang. Unsaon na lang ng digital kuan, pero digital nga currency, but na may proven nga state initiated, which is China. So muna na ang trajectory sa ako ang view lang. So instead of doing the regulation, which is takes time, takes energy, ilan ra nang switch up ra nila mas dali ba.
Oh, boss kuan. Surge. Napakikadungag.
Kumain itong question ni Marnel siya. What should it be? Murag natubag naman tanan. So again, ang ako lang yung tanaw ba nga if we try to regulate this kind of kanang virtual currency or virtual exchange of from different country to different country. So ang ako lang yun naglisod magita sa foreign exchange nga ngayon ka mag Philippine setting lang. Ang need sa to do exchange, there's an arbitrage na tunga-tunga para unsay mo convert na nasa gamit ang arbitrage labi na sa ubang nation nga ang arbitrage muhatag og signal sa government nga it's time to release the bonds and so forth, to give them advice nga release na or mangutang ta inani para to have a sustainable economic kuan ba kanang environment. Ang kanila ako yung moto sakto tong ingon ni Vernon Girina nga murag naglisod kog tan-aw nga saan siya pag-regulate gani, and pero I'm not that kuan kanang wise enough nga kay wa mo gyud ta kay ako sa wa mo ta kay experience gyud nga kita mo nagbuhat, pero kung kita pa basig naa sila mo naan nga unsaon pag ma-regulated siya ba to support the idea itself na naay exchange nga cryptocurrency nga exchange nga pwedeng ma-apply. Pero again, ako ganoon ako nga sa forex kalibog magisa nga inana na kinahanglan arbitrary nga inana so kani sa kung i-regulate ba murag probably I don't know pila ka years, 50 years, that's the time nga danay idea nga mo pop up nga that would help us explain or know the methods unsaon na siya pag-apply nga klase nga currency. Ang ato lang yun, it's kana lang yung mga scam we're lang again dire sa CERTAmbayan, it's please avoid lang sa gyud. Kundi if you don't know unsa na imong gisudlan, ay lang sa gyud sud. Wala sa gyud na. Di ra ko sige.
Okay, so sa di pa ta mo biya ani nga topic, ang akong final thoughts ani with regards to the question ni Kuan ni Boss Marnie. Mali ito. Ang answer is you cannot regulate what you can control. Nga, crypto itself, kuan ni siya kanang need siya deficiency. Sa gingon ni Vernon Go, kanang pag-create man ani which started with technically no bit naman to yung reason create to siya reaction man to sa 2008 crisis which is i-create siya as a protest against the banks, the central banks, how they handled the kuan, etc. etc. So wala gina they wanted butang na to no nga limpyo ang interest ni Satoshi, butang lang na to yung no nga libertarian principles blah 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 etc. no. Which is ako nagduda pa ko na di ko convince, but ug mao gyud to siya ang intention in the first place. What is happening now, wa gid siya na fulfill ug unsay kuan kay di man siya di siya good as a store of value. Daghang arguments against ana bago pa ko nag talk sa yaman coach ana, di siya good for transmitting money kay tanawa ha, ako ipakita usa sa akong slides dire, dili ako diskusyon tanan kay madugay ta. Tanawa ang scalability and performance. Ay sigot tag use case ganina. Ang Visa can do 24,000 transaction per second. Onya ang PayPal can do 90, but Bitcoin can only do 70 PS. So asa man ang, di ba? Asa man ang kuan na, asa man ang challenge, gabi ang challenge ani nya, technological complexity, accessibility, problema, interoperability. Yeah, this is unproven at a large scale. So dako kayo deficient gyud siya ang infra in it of itself. Nya unsa man yung pagkuan ana nga kaning ang problema nun daan siya as a kuan, as a technology. The idea is sound and very good. Nya mo bitaw na the next promising one is Ethereum, which is visible kayo kay bawta kisa naghimo unsay kuan nya, di ba? Unlike Bitcoin nga unsa man na pagkuan na ron nga wa tagibaw kinsa na sa tagibaw politiko ba nas Pilipinas nga kuan lang, di ba? Tagibaw ba? Nya in fact I even made a point nga
Ano na sa Maharlika? Sige.
Amo siguro na. In fact, ang ako maging point nga, if you want evidence kay ako, suko mo sila moingon ko nga Bitcoin ko no Bitcoin is a scam. If you want evidence nga makaingon ko scam na, tanawa lang ang Bitcoin itself how it was started. If Bitcoin will reach several hundreds of thousands, ang price per coin marag 200,000 plus pa zero price per coin, that will make Satoshi the richest man on this planet. And for what? Unsa may na-contribute niya nga mahimo siyang richest? Because he hold pila million coins. So dako kay nga scam, di ba?
Half of all the coins, half of all Bitcoin kung siguro.
Dili sa boss 20 million man ang 20 million ba no ang coins niya. Will be in circulation onya Satoshi holds about 1 million.
A million day. Okay.
Nya imagine nimo nga if Satoshi mahimo ng 200,000 plus masiguro to kung computation, that would make him the richest man on earth. Unsa may contribution sa Bitcoin to human civilization? Wala man. May pas Elon Musk may nakuan nga pinakadato, may pas Elon Musk because he gave us Starlink, he gave us a lot of technologies, pero what did Bitcoin do nga could justify Satoshi being the richest man on the planet? So di good siya muna nga in response to the question how do you regulate it, ang best ana is you cannot regulate it because you cannot regulate what you cannot control. Ang best ana is ban tanan onya, let the central banks make their own digital currencies. Okay, so muna akong last nga take ana. Okay, ato na sa next issue. Okay, para nga kuan kasi muhot time. Ara na sad ta sa usa na sad sa kuan nagbaga nga topic karon.
Katniel?
Arita. Ha?
Katniel?
Nagbagang topic karon bahin sa kuan. Ano ni? Ano ba? Dili ba? Arita sa ato economic outlook ta. Arita sa Manaman tas
newsfeed
crypto.
yawa. Sa klaro kay katorne mong newsfeed ha. Showbiz.
Okay, search mong good lah. Gawa ning search ay. At sa kuan, economic outlook for 2024 existing economic climate kay ari naman ta sa investing kay motapos man ta at 9 siguro kay duwen ta nag-start unya ato subayan siguro sa mga 8:30 or 8:40 mag-stock tips ta pero before ana kay 8:10 pa man magkuan ta sa ato current economic climate nya projections sa 2024 nya from there makuha tag stock picks atong stock picks. Okay, so sa mga unang isgutan. Gira sa sige, go ahead.
Arita unas Pilipinas kaning the Maharlika Investment Fund.
Sige, go.
If you remember, kay naamang goy bagong news akong nabasahan kaganina. So if you remember, the law creating the Maharlika Investment Fund instructs the three government financial institutions to provide seed funding, no, for the fund, right? So it's Land Bank of the Philippines that will provide 50 billion,
TBP.
and then the DBP, Development Bank of the Philippines, will provide a counterpart of 25 billion pesos.
Mga
And
gobyerno.
Mga gobyerno. And then ang central bank, no, ang central bank is instructed pursuant to that law to set aside all its earnings, no, its fresh yang cash flow, instead of remitting it to the government, must be plowed to the fund. This is to counter the shortfall because they have taken out the pension fund's participation because of the inherent risk and the public outcry nga nganong ibutang ang pension fund to that fund. Now, so ang nahitabuan it was then remitted kay ang law states that I think it's 3 to 5 days lang when the IRR is signed into or signed into effectivity. So by September 15, they remitted na, no, the two government banks, DBP and Land Bank, and it's with the National Treasury, no. What happened was a month later in October, again confirming the criticisms of other economists and other pundits. On October 13, it was reported that both government-owned banks, LBP and DBP, are seeking regulatory relief from the BSP because of their dwindling CAR, capital adequacy ratio. I think familiar gid mo siguro ana, di ba? It's a requirement of all the banks, no, under the regulation of the BSP, that you have to have a certain amount of liquid capital in your physically with you, so that you can finance your daily operations and
Reserve fund.
any unforeseen black swan events, no. So ang capital adequacy ratio nilang duha ka bangko is 10%. Okay? So what happened was, because that 75 billion was taken out of their capital, of their balance sheets, even if they knew that both banks will now be facing capital inadequacy, they still pushed through with it. So, moto nga nangita ni us, no, the both banks ask for regulatory relief. Otherwise, they will be penalized by the BSP. Both banks, no. Now, there's a post that I read early morning on November 28. President Bongbong Marcos issued Executive Order number 48, which directs the DBP to change their dividend policy, because state banks, I don't know with land bank, but DBP actually is mandated to remit to the national government half or 50% of its net earnings on the preceding year. In this case, 2022. Now, because of the capital inadequacy issues now with DBP, Bongbong Marcos issued EO number 48 that instead of remitting 50% of the net earnings of DBP to the national government, it will now be zero. So there will no longer any net earnings of DBP shall now be used to recapitalize itself and bring back those levels to the levels set by BSP. Now, what's the implication of this? If we connect it to the economic outlook, right? So, if you look at this, these people, the technocrats running the country, seems to me are hell bent on agreeing with the current administration's policies, even though it's detrimental, honestly, in my own opinion, to the economy. Because when you're a bank, a state-owned bank, and then you have inadequacy of capital, the first people that will be affected with that, because to raise your capital is either you retain your earnings or you reduce your lending. And do you know who are the who are 90% or 95% of those banks clients? Small businesses, no? Government employees of their own small businesses. They are the
Agencies,
ones
government agencies.
they are the ones that are borrowing money from those banks to fuel their own microeconomic activities or their sidelines, their hustles and everything. Now, because of the shortfall of the capital, they are now reducing their lending rates to customers, which will affect a better part of our economy, is the government workers. Secondly, if 50% or half of DBP's net earnings, I don't have the figures yet, I haven't checked, but if you do not remit half, what used to be half of DBP's net income or net earnings to the government, then that 50% will be taken out of the government's income. Diba? So I know it's not that significant, but if you factor in, because I think another EO will be issued for land bank, right? So that they will no longer remit for 2022 their dividends to the government. No? Precisely because to recapitalize again, land bank. I don't know how long it will take both banks to reach the 10% threshold of the BSP. But then again, the outlook is really, really bad. And then I've also read hot money outflows rose by about I think it's about 130 something billion of hot money.
Pero unsa may kuan nimo ana, boss, nga dividends naman na to the government. I mean, the government can do what it pleases with it. Kay di man na sa surplus barabag dividend sa gobyerno as a kuan, wa na tandog ang mga reserve funds or unsa ba na diha. Unsa may nabasahan nimo nga raise nila nga concerns?
Well, ang concern mainly is the banks are already were made unstable because the capital adequacy ratio instituted to protect our banks from the 2008 like financial crisis, wherein banks that were too big to fail were actually bailed out by the tax-paying Americans, no? So, and in fact, because of the 1997 financial crisis, Asian financial currency crisis, our banking system was the least affected in 2008 precisely because we have learned from the lessons of the 1997 Asian financial crisis that we've instituted very strict. That's why from the BSP governor, we were awarded several times of being central bank governor of the world, number one, Pirmi, no? Kinsa galito katong three in a row or 4 in a row? Precisely because we have
Yun
those
lang,
very strict and stringent banking laws. Now the
idol
reality
ni Serge.
now those laws are being blatantly violated by the same government who are sworn to protect the interests of the Filipino people. And who are the Filipino people? The clients of DBP, the clients of Land Bank, and the government. Because even though sakto ka ganina, it's dividends and they can do what it pleases with it, but the fact remains that Republic Act 9566 or something instructs both banks that half of their profits, half of their earnings should be remitted to the national government. Now, because of that, therefore, the national government already has factored in from its income sources. So nana na dito sa iyang asset sheet. We are expecting this amount of money as income remitted by both Land Bank and DBP. Now, what will happen to that if there's a shortfall? Let's just say about 100 billion, or let's just say 50 billion na short, or 10 billion na shortfall. So the government will now be forced to look for alternative ways to secure the same amount that are otherwise should have been remitted by both banks, and then karon wala na. Only to glorify Bongbong Swish of establishing a sovereign wealth fund, which I think is not actually a sovereign wealth fund, no? Again, say it's another topic for discussion because I think it's a developmental fund, no? So economic outlook on the local front, I think still being played with politics. There's so much money in government that are being spent. Uh, to end my outlook, it's not going to be favorable for us. I think we should stand on the sideline and be careful about our utterances in the international community, especially with the Hamas and Israeli conflict. We still have about what, a million plus Filipinos in the Middle East, and they're remitting, I don't know, about close to, nakalimot na ko, pila to ka billions of pesos, no? So we should ensure their safety first, no? Those OFWs in the in the Middle East. That's one. Number two is the Ukraine war. So the Russians have already won, no? So the Americans are still are just what do you call that? Making it as a propaganda machine for the 2024 elections, that they are doing something with Ukraine. When in fact, the U.S. Congress actually denied, di ba, President Biden's request for additional funding for Ukraine, and in fact, they actually had requested as well for a funding for the South China Sea issue. It was also denied. No? So, which brings me to the South China Sea issue and the current political issues that is currently hounding the previous administration of Digong. Most prominently, the ICC investigation, because the business community I've talked to, not so much, but a few big businesses. uh, let's face it, no, business, ang mga negosyante, they want predictability, they want stability, right? So they can plan, no, they can when to deploy their capital, how, when to expand, where, and all that, no. But there seems to be a rather unstable political environment now, which are keeping those businesses or businessmen from investing. So the target, I think, is 5.9 GDP whole year. It would probably be one of the best growth prospects or growth numbers. I think I would like to agree with that as well. No, primarily because of the demographic sweet spot that we have as Filipinos, and we are a consumer-driven economy. We still continue to consume. So our growth actually is consumer driven, no? Unlike China's, which is manufacturer driven or product driven, ours is consumer driven, no? So for as long as our overseas Filipinos keep on remitting for as long as businesses locally expand and create jobs, for as long as government spends, no? Because one of the drivers of GDP, people that doesn't really understand this, is government spending. If there is underutilization of the budget or underspending or delayed payment to contractors, you know, those things actually hinder our economic growth. No, I talked to several contractors as well, government contractors, that the government now is very slow in paying their obligations. No, to contractors na said, no, so they cannot bid on other projects, they cannot expand, they cannot hire more people. Sometimes one of those contractors actually temporarily halted his operations because he's still waiting for the government to pay him. So beyond that, I'm still optimistic about the Philippine economy, largely because, again, as I've said, it's a consumer-driven economy, uh, and Filipinos are one tough consumer in the world. So, barring any black swan events or very unusual, or shall I say very very large developments in, especially a regional war in the Middle East, no? Kana man yung Middle East war, because ang pinaka para nako, ang pinaka risk diha is when the Arab, when the Arab countries join the fray, because the Straits of Hormuz and the Suez Canal, no, are very important trade routes for oil, right? And if Egypt joins in the war and blocks the Suez Canal, and then the Iranians also establish a blockade in the Straits of Hormuz, no, which I think 70% of oil from the Middle East passes through. So that would be a very dangerous point, no, in macro economy, in the global economy, no, as notwithstanding the political implications when the Arab nations join in the fray against the U.S. and Israel. So yes, we are in dangerous times, but very interesting times. So I wouldn't want to choose to live some other time. The world is in a, really nice place of being on edge, while at the same time, all these technologies, especially Elon Musk's technologies and all the other technologies that are being rolled out, very exciting. AI, number one. Again, ako na lang din panapos na ako about the economy. AI. AI will be a double-edged sword for me, for the economy. It would be an enabler and a source of higher productivity. But it can also render some jobs as useless, no, or substituted with AI, no. And then the question now is, those jobs, those people that are employed in those jobs that are now being substituted with AI, what will they do? Because apparently you need to have to work, no, to earn. So I think there will be other technologies and other areas of employment, maybe even small businesses that will be created because of that loss of employment out of AI. So yes, we have very interesting times indeed. Very interesting times. Karara!
Okay. Sa to pa, in a nutshell, boss, bright spot ang Pilipinas, pero para nimo, pero kan lang, barring any black swan events.
Yes, yes. Barring it. We are poised to be in 2050. I read somewhere, ako to research. In
Number
2050,
30. Number 30.
yeah, we are number 30 or number 32 of the
36 o 30 ana
36,
oh.
di ba, no? Of the world's largest economies. And I am not surprised that the 5 BRICS nations plus Indonesia is on the top 6. And only the US from the Western hemisphere is included in the top 6. Murag na dia, boss. I think makita na mo. So yes, yes, definitely we are. We are one of the and Africa as well. Africa.
Okay. Virgo, imong take ana. Economic outlook. Onya, local, international that could affect investing next year 2024 specifically. Onya in the next couple of years.
Madungor ako kay di ungot akong internet kadjut. Hello?
Okay na.
Okay ra? O sige.
Okay ra.
Kataglag.
Lagi?
Economic outlook, kuan. 2024, kuan dyan siya kanang, I think it's a very uncertain year. It's Taiwan elections, it's also US election, and even locally there is ato murag wa sa koy sure, no? Kay for example lang ato lang sugod diri sa Cebu kay na naman po mga issue diri sa local Cebu nga ang sinulog dili na mo bring in og mga kuan ang sinulog tungod ang current organizers wala na minaw sa unsa may mga feedback sa katong last year. So most likely gamay ra ang kuan siguro ma-pull in nga local tourist. No? So muna siya. And then atong apilag kuan. Hasta ang feng shui, no? Ingon ang feng shui nga dili sad kuno kuan. Kuan siya, Year of the Dragon siguro next year. Diba? Year of the Dragon. So ako ang kuan.
Bugwak kayo.
Ako ang zodiac kuan dili risky ko no, risky. So pagtan-aw nako, kuan man ko, rabbit man ko. So uncertain daw.
Dragon.
Dog ra ba ko? Kumusta kang mga dog? Iro gyapon mi ani sa year of the sa year
against man daw siguro ang rabbit dog sa dragon. So murag kuan.
May mga dog. Boss kay balag ngit-ngit mag-iniro lang gyapon.
So mura na siya sa feng shui kay kuan. Ang national na-cover naman siguro ni Sir AB mostly, and then wa sa kay ko nagka-monitor ana, so murag kuan lang ko, minaw lang ko sayang gisulti.
Ang China di ba sigag mo sa China?
Kato akong gi-mention. Kato akong gi-mention ganina, di ba? Election sa Taiwan, which is like next year.
I would like to add I've read somewhere, no? That the DPP, Democratic Progressive Party siguro na of Taiwan, no? Which is actually aligned to the mainland, is actually poised to win a greater amount of the seats on their legislative chambers. I don't know how true is it. Wa man kay kumubasa pod ana.
Karon sa kong last update is kuan.
Kay kumintang man to gyud no. Ang main party nila is kumintang party.
Kuan tulo ka contenders.
Three-way fight.
Three-way fight karon sa Taiwan.
It's a three-way fight.
Okay. So kang ang incumbent, which is kato yung mention, is
kumintang.
Kuan. Dili ang kumintang. Dili naman sila ang kuan.
Dili na ang majority.
majority ang incumbent karon which is not incumbent ang katong ang kanang si president
DPP.
nga atong
DPP.
I think they are leading mga 2% lang. 2%, 3%.
Wow. So
Kay na
very,
ang third party which is like a different siya, more on independent ang third
okay.
party which is
Okay.
the dark horse sa kuan. So it's either last place ang katong komintang. So mahog nga
Okay.
between the incumbent ug katong bag-o nga third party which is I think independent ang kuan. Although naghimo
So
siya
is it safe to say now that the Kuomintang, the nationalist party, who is very adamant on against reconciling with the mainland, is poised to lose na their political clout?
ang kanang incumbent na incumbent sila tungod ang populace sa Taiwan wala ni disagree sila sa ginabuhat sa Kuomintang. Muna siya ang main short
So it's the
short
Kuomintang
term.
DI with ang Kuomintang DI actually was the one who softened its stance with
kay
the
murag
mainland.
na infiltrate naman na sila sa kuan sa mainland kuno.
Sa mainland.
So in terms of kuan kung unsay plant sa mainland ang Kuomintang nang nahug mo'y imbes sila mo'y murag ni representative sa ROC which is the Republic of China sa una sila na hinuoy murag ni kuan sa komunista. So muna ni daog ang kanang incumbent karon which is si President Tsai siguro na siya.
And then the independent party is how do you look at that party?
Mahog siya kuan. Mahog siya populist siya kay mura siya ganang murag sa ato adri ba nga kuan siya popular siya in it dili siya necessarily nga ang party. It's more of the person.
Personality driven na sila, no?
Ang kanang independent ron so murag
independent.
Lahi pod ang iyahang kuan although dili sad ganahan ang mainland sa iyaha. So kana uncertain po na siya kay ang pilar good ang polling karon is like 2% na diferensya sa kuan ba sa polling nila. Geopolitical.
Kani. Sakto gyud, sakto.
Samtang nagstorya mo, nag-search kog mga kuan para input.
Right.
So, sige nun, padayon sa imong kuan, imong
and then I think ang
analysis.
Katong short term deadline sa katong giingon sa CCP nga side is most likely ang window nga sa kung nadungog lang sa katong mga analyst nga ang window sa China if maggubot sila ang window nila is either kana 2024 or 2025 and then 2024 na next year kay na election sa Taiwan and election sa US. So muna
Some say it's 2030 because of the anniversary of the founding anniversary man na siguro na, no? Di ba?
Kana pero ang
some also timed it at 2027, not 2030. But now naagid ay mga analysts, no, that are predicting a 2024 move by the mainland.
Kana it's kana ang murag shortest term nga murag forecast lang siguro kay kung imong tan-awon na siyang 2027 o 2030 if ang build up sa CCP nga side if everything goes to plan nga planning wise kana 2027 2030 but since everything is going wrong for China karon it's possible nga ilang i-shorten na lang mintras naapa sila'y kuan kanang clout or power kay karon na po issue tagan nagbaha ng issue aside sa economic na side nga na every US company is moving out and then that affects their jobs. Wa sa takibaw if 2024 pod ang murag mo burst na dyan na ilang bubble or unsa ba na ilang real estate bubble o ilang bank financial bubble nila but kana Muna daghang issue like karon kay ang
Mm.
ni-visit man si Xi sa US recently,
Mm. Right.
which is a mixed mixed signal. It's either he is so isolated nga murag wa na siya kibawon sa nahitabo kay or naapoy na ingon nga naay daghang assassination attempt sa iyaha, which is why nag-travel na siya ron. No, he's not really staying in China pero daghang infighting sa ilaha. And kana how does it affect sa Pilipinas? Kana if mo kuan na siyang 2024 appeal jud ta sa gobot ana kay we are supposedly in the first island chain according to the US before 2027 ang ingon. So most likely that 2024 2025 so madamay gyapon ta na economically or whatever in every in business and currency unsa na may tabo. Pero mo na siya ang question lang, it's highly dependent sa tuang exposure sa China karon. Kay if US is reducing nya according to kuan sa post ni Attorney Zigfred nga kuan ta ng kuan unsa to unsa to gingon ganina nga katong kopya-kopya lang.
Gaya-gaya.
Gaya-gaya. So if mag-reduce po ta sa to ang exposure sa China, that could help. Pero kana wala sa kukibaw how exposed are we kay
We are very exposed.
Okay, ang
We are very exposed.
local na Filipino-Chinese kuan by default are exposed kay by virtue of family ties or
Well,
existing
that's one. But the main thing is China is our biggest import and export market and our export market, no, as well as in the US, no. So any shocks that will happen to the Chinese economy will definitely affect us and the global economy as well. That's my take.
So kana 2024 is the key, maybe not, pero kana it's very uncertain tungod lang sa kana political.
Ako di kay ko worried no. If I may said usa no. I really am not worried. I think China, the mainland, will not force itself into a shooting war or a full-scale military invasion of Taiwan. I think they will use subtle diplomacy and mind conditioning or propaganda so that the people themselves of Taiwan, the Taiwanese themselves, will be the one to clamor for a reunification. Because a shooting war with China is very, very expensive, no? And it's very tough for China to manage. And in fact, tanaw nimo ang 5,000-year history of China, there was never an instant that China invaded any country across an ocean, right? So never in the history of China's 5,000-year existence have they had a significant naval battle or a naval invasion. So if you look at the Chinese culture, they are very inward looking, just like the Japanese and the Koreans. No? So I doubt if they will launch a full scale military invasion unless there's a compelling reason to do that. And the first ones to know that would be the US because of this all of these satellite spy technologies. They would probably know that China is preparing a full-scale naval invasion of Taiwan. Kaya makita mo ginani mo sa satellite ang build-up of forces. No? So that's one reason. Another reason I think why China would not invade Taiwan, no, militarily, is because the US is committed to defending China, right? To defending Taiwan if and when an invasion is warranted or is launched. Now, therefore, it will be a unwise decision for the mainland uh, to instigate the U.S. into a war in the Pacific. No. However, because of the U.S.-backed proxy war in Ukraine and the U.S.-based Israeli-Hamas conflict as well, U.S.-sponsored or U.S.-backed, there is a slim chance that people in the Communist Party will advocate a full-scale invasion because, as it seems, the U.S. military is a bit weakened because of fighting two wars in two fronts. And not opening another front in the Asia Pacific is no longer feasible for the Americans. No, fighting three wars. So that's my take on that. No, they will not invade, but there will be elements within the Communist Party that would push for the invasion of China, largely because they think the U.S. is financially and militarily crippled because of the two wars it's currently fighting. And I agree with all the points you said before. Kaganina po, sakto po. All right, thanks.
Si Serge. Kapoy na si Serge.
Ay, professor, kay kapoy na piling nam ni.
Economic outlook.
Economic outlook. Kung may para pa ka.
It was
Kay magkuha na ta, mag-stock tips ta.
Stock tips. So.
Wa pa, kon pa man si Serge. Ikaw may ekonomista, kinang lanagi ko ano input.
Ari lang ta sa Philippines, I will not go out na kuan na lang. Kiningon ba to si Boss Ibing ang China sa to wala pay kuan nga mo cross of dagat. Dan na may gi kuan sa diris Palawan kanang kuan ba mangisda ilang gi
Giharas.
Kay kabaw sila Pilipino ba way armas. However, ari lang ta diri sa economic outlook sa Philippines. Still there's a projection nga giingon diri sa ADB nga
22nd biggest economy day, ha? Sige.
Nakabasa ana ja gi-kuan sa niya 22nd nga ang there's still kuan ko no. Sa to 6.2 ang gi-forecast adili niya 6.2 ang kuan man ni ang inflation. It's around service output target gibuak-buak din ang government spending ko no would be 5.3, ang service would be 7.2, first half of 2023 top 8.8 expansion 80%, and ang inflation ang biggest one of the biggest factors nga for a GDP or for a nation ba to have a sustainable growth man maabot nila it's ang inflation. And basing on the current inflation sa dire karon sa Philippines ni balloon sa gid siya. It's ang ilang gi-forecast it's gamay ra and which karon ang hitabo mas taas. Karon ilang gi-forecast for next year it's 6.2 and for this year it's 6.2. Ya karon for next year it's 4.0 kuno nganong ni gamay man ang inflation. However nga karon nga nanaka ang mga inflation ang probably it's because nga nisaka na karon ang inflation probably for next year mo lower ang inflation. Ang akong pagtanaw ana we're still in the stage nga wala pa gi ang melo wala pa mo normalize. We're still kanang after sa pandemic karon dapay ginagmay na lang effect na kay karon napamay nga namatay sa COVID diri sa mua na gyud inana ba ginagmay pero dili na mahadlok ang mga tao. It's because of the vaccine or ganay mga gipambuhat. Pero ang effect ana niya ba nga still on the stage nga murag still on the stage nga recovery pa gani out of ang government spending nato although na hit for this year the government would spend around 5.3 sa 5.3% para ma-hit nila ang GDP nga nagasto man sa infrastructure, tiwasan sa existing issues diri sa government nato, and kuan lang, it's ma-implement nila ang government spending, and kanang ang biggest concern lang na ani, it's ang pag-sustain gani sa momentum nga to para mugawas na ta sa recovery stage in which kadong nasaka ba growth stage na. Pero akong tan-aw karon, we're still in the recovery stage nga mismong tungod sa uncertain kay mga panghitabo nga mo saka lang kalit ang inflation, ang government spending, or ang exchange, ang foreign trade, import export import na to nga exchange sometimes magkadimao tungod sa pagsaka sa dollar, or ang peso malupig sa dollar. Daghan gyud pong uncertain events. So ang ako lang forecast for next year, we would still be on the recovery stage. Most likely sa kung tanaw mga after 2025 ang growth stage na sa nation, tungod lagi ni daghang kay uncertain, and ang mga tao mismong sa stock market, it's gamay ra gyapon kayo ang kuan, ang investor. It's because uncertain, ang mga tao have no confidence sa market. And I don't know kung kanaging ang yung ko nakitang change towards inana ba nga parang ang mga tao ma-entice to invest. Wala, bisag tanaw nimo ang mga bond market imong tanawon, or ang debt market, ang interest rate are still the same. I was hoping nga ilang pasakaan para to entice public, pero wala. There's still uncertainty ba. I don't know kung unsay ginhuna sa government bonds or corporate bonds nga nganong naragay po sa 6% nga na yung mga bagong gipang issue, it's still at 6%. So why not make it a little higher, like above 7%, para to entice people ba, para to circulate the financial landscape diri sa atuang nation. So wala. So kung imo siyang rundown, it's still itaw gani kanang wala pa gyud confidence ang mga tao. So we're hoping to see a catalyst that would change the financial landscape diri sa atuang nation. So ang tanaw again sa kung tanaw gyapon for 2024, it's still part of the recovery stage. Dili pa gyapon siya ina ka strong, although na potential. Again, it's still potential. Dili pa gyapon siya kung i-base lang nato sa facts kung sa tapos 2023, uncertain lang gyapon and recovery stage lang gyapon. So I'm hoping we can surpass this stage lang. Well, not sakto naman to ilahan din na kumupuno sa international impact. I hope we can have the caution lang kung mahitabo itong isang gipanulti to help the nation ba na nagi mo sa in case naatay kung mahitabo mo gito, so mas worse mo gito kung mahitabo to kung say impact diri sa Pilipinas. Okay, China na ba na? Ora na sige. Sige.
Salamat Sergi sa imong mga inputs. Ang ako lang is I agree with kaning Boss Elmer, pero ang ako is sa akong ginangon dugay na whoever is sitting in Malacanang actually does not matter.
Yes.
Kay naamang guta sa tanang elements ba ug sa kuan pa na align ang tanang stars ba para sa Pilipinas. Sans of course any Black Swan event for our country and for the world. Sans ana otherwise ang trajectory sa Pilipinas padulis ko bisag tanaw nimo mga analyst tanaw lain na gud BMI 18th biggest economy mid-century by 2030. Ang CEBR ang ila is 22nd by 2035. Onyog aray sa Goldman Sachs man siguro ni forecast 14th largest economy by 2075. Goldman Sachs ni nga projection onya ang sa kuan ang kuan sad ang kaning si CEBR mo gyapon nino 27th by 2037. So mga bag-o ni nga mga kuano, mga projects. So mo lagi na sans any Black Swan event or magbinuang yun ang atong leaders or unsa ya paguman mo-invade ang ako concerns ako sa Taiwan, China Taiwan kay mo man ni pinaka-approximate sa to
Exactly.
sector padong gyud sa kuan, padong gyud sa ka ang Pilipinas. Unya bay sa China Taiwan mo to concerning kayo kay ito yung nun
Padong sa
atong
ka by
kuan.
2024.
Yeah.
For 2024.
Og mo invade ang Taiwan kay ni forecast sabi nato resident Taiwan desk correspondent and expert analyst na invade gyud before 2027. So mo na problema kay I don't know sige what sa China siguro kay daghan sila internal problems niya. Ug imong tanawon ang military strength pareha ni by 2030 lima ra ilang aircraft carrier. Unya ang sa US unsi na gud daan sa US may lab sa kuan aircraft carrier groups ba? Ang bisan pag unse niya may kag multiple wars in multiple fronts pag i-deploy nila ang unom sa laing kuan ang kaning lima ibangga nila sa China gyapon lisod gyapon ang China. So I don't know say paano na. Di ba? Pero anyway, before tamo adto sa atong stock tips ato sa sahon ning atong mga kuan mga messages. So na sa good evening mga idol.
Hi, good evening.
Gabi Doc Lindley de la Torre. Kuani kani sige ni paminaw na to.
Okay. Good evening, Doc.
Na atong prof diri sa kuano sa PSE nga kuan atong yung kana naminaw atong
Thoughts on PSEI.
Aaron C. No? Oh. Evening prof. Yung estudyante diri mga may laki nag-analyze.
Ang masasabi ko lang, Prof, PSA bulok.
PSEI. PSEI. Okay. Ang index.
Well, yeah, the index is okay.
Pero kanang ingon nimo boss ba nga PSEI bulok mura og nasa na green
not
of
PSEI, ang PSE.
PSE dili PSEI. Mura na green of truth kay labihan na karon no nag-introduce sila short selling at this market. Unya paghuman pagyod imbes mag-focus sila sa ASEAN exchanges which will improve unta to liquidity. Unya ilang i-focusan ang kananong short selling unsa sa kuan na wag ni maho.
Wa sa timing.
Timing. Okay, stock tips kay mo close to the hapit kay dako tag bayran na ni stasyon. Okay, kasi mo hatag og unang stock tips.
Stock tips sa katong ganahan pang mo invest sa Philippine stock market.
In relation to the investing forecast or investing kuan nga inyong na tanaw in relation to na. So specific stock tips ko no.
Sige, no. Ako yung una. I think the construction industry, no, especially EEI and Megawide for next year's because although the election year is still in 2025, unofficially 2024 will already be an election year. In fact, 2023 is, I think, now an election year. If you look at what machinations are being committed by both or by one camp for political gains, no. So Megawide and EEI, because there are insiders who said that Martin Romualdez already acquired a significant part or a significant chunk of EEI shares, no. Maserto siguro na nimo kaning attorney. See, so that's 50 billion. No, I don't know if it has already been factored in, priced in by the market, but EEI is a Yuchenko backed construction firm. So see, there you go. 20. It's not even. It's public knowledge. 20% stake. Can you imagine the Speaker of the House buying 20% stake of a company that has won 50 billion worth of projects from the government? Only in the Philippines. AI, AI for that reason alone, I don't know if it's factored in already. And then megawide to a certain degree, no? Also, again, because of their push, I think, on rural infrastructure and tourism infrastructure, I've heard, no? So that's one. And then probably ABS-CBN because it's going to be, the media instrument of the Romualdezes. No? In fact, they have a joint venture which we spoke about, di ba? Bozigi attorney, a 51% stake ang Prime Media Group of Romualdez on the joint venture with ABS-CBN, which I think if that joint venture already materializes or put into a vehicle, that vehicle actually, I think in my conspiratorial mind, I think that joint venture vehicle will now be used by Martin Romualdez, I think, to acquire a significant chunk of ABS-CBN shares. If he
Only
hasn't,
conspiracy
if
theory.
if he hasn't done so, because those there are rumors that through layers and proxies, Martin Romualdez is accumulating ABS-CBN shares. We have to remember that the Romualdez group or the Romualdez company has been awarded part of the frequency that was assigned to ABS-CBN. So and since that time, the media empire of Speaker Romualdez has expanded nationwide na. If you look at, there's a post there with the geographical map of the Philippines showing the radio stations and the government's and the TV stations of the Romualdez family. Okay, and then they have interest as well. Manila Times or Manila Standard, I think, majority owned again by Romualdez. We have the Manila Times, siguro to, and then the Philippine Daily Inquirer, and I think Philippine Star. He has also interests in that media. So ABS-CBN shares actually is a good investment, especially now that the election season will unofficially start next year. So that's it. EEI number one ako nga top stock pick for me is EEI. Number two is Megawide. Number three is ABS-CBN.
Liguna to, boss.
Ligon. Okay. Next, amo ni ang giingon ni kuan ni Boss EB nga mga kuan sa mga kuan.
Yes. FMR,
Romualdez.
FMR.
FMR. Kuan ni. All of this data dili ni mga kachika based on kuan ni hard facts, based on kuan kaning facts you can just search in the internet. Let the fingers do the talking. Okay, sunod. Kasi mo tagong stock tips.
Credible sources nga.
Credible sources ni. Dili ni kuan. Dili ni mga marites lang. Credible sources and credible analysis.
Incredible performance.
Kana, incredible personalities and performance. Kasi sunod mo stock tips. Igi, go.
Kuan sa man kuan ang sa may number one finance app sa Pilipinas.
Lagi na ila kay bayad aris Gcash ka. Babahin di ay. Sige, go.
Ngani. Di kay kuan man ko, bias man ko sa kanang mga digital initiatives, di ba? So push ari ta sa GLO. So ako alang kung ganahan kag mga digital ngita kag company nga more digital inclined, ang naman toy ni claim sa una nga digital sa tong nga company pero naunsa naman to ilang presyo.
X marks the spot.
Oh. Naunsa naman to sila. So, pero kung are ka ganang medyo kuan naiagi sa kuan in the digital landscape. So karon majority kuan jud telecom man jud ang globe no, pero ang ilahang kuan non-telco earnings is growing. Kung imo lang tanawon ang portfolio or ilang lineup sa ilang mga companies which is digitally inclined, which is of course GCash for digital finance. You have their online grocery platform o kaning ilang other services like sa AdSpark silang marketing o kaning telehealth services nila which is kaning Konsulta MD and Health Now. Which is very used by kaning mga kanang naanad na sa way gawas-gawas or if it's just virtual consultation, it's growing in terms of usage. It's going to grow like if we're just basing it on the adaptation sa GCash, especially sa kaning mass acceptance sa kaning KYC na paspas kayo no. Within 5 minutes katong gi-example na to sa katong last nga CERTAmbayan sa katong go time less than 5 minutes nga KYC which is being adopted sa mga provinces more and more. So more and more ng allied kung unsa pa ning mga allied nga services sa globe gina-push man jud na sa I mean GCash i-push po na nila Konsulta MD and all these other digital companies nga naa nila which also includes sa kaning mga digital SME clients nila. So if you're looking for a company nga na ay mga digital companies although mahog karon nga mahog siya holdings ang globe kay wala pa may balita sa kaning GCash nga mag stand alone siya IPO karon sa puro pa man rumors. So kana Jello other than that siguro kay tulo may gihatag ni Sir AB ani sa matong ihatag lain nga kuan mo agree ko sa Meg although mga murag mo cheap man jud siguro ang mga property nga kuan property stocks. So pili lang ka if
M-wide to nun, ako anon, not Mega World, Mega Wide.
Mega Wide mishearing. So kana
sakto na pero I agree with Meg sa imong call for Meg.
Nga mga cheap man jud ni sila. Pero kung ganahan kag dividend ang daghang kaning mga rates nga nanggawas pero so far i-rate ra medyo murag consistent ani nila. If kung kana if dividend ang giapas nila. So otherwise kung di pa kung ka sure beginner pa ka so build lang jud ka sa imong kanang earning capacity para if na kay makita ang nindot nga stock buhos dayon. So mura siya.
Okay, sunod. Pakpaka na to, be. Sir Bargayo.
I would stick to my own to my forecast about growth sa Philippines. We're still in the recovery stage. Most likely by 2025 pa. So karon kung may recovery stage, basic macroeconomic analysis for stock investing, it's still wise and prudent na we should go for next year for defensive stocks, which are kanang mga power, electric, or kanang kuan lang dividend kind of stocks nga likely sa power. So naagya po yung potential niya. Kung paano magiging election, most likely mo pick up ka GMA or ABS. Okay, 2024 ya, 2025 di magsugod na gyud nag-ari sa last second half sa year by 2024 ang election. However, mo gyapon to, if you want to be prudent for next year because of the uncertainty sa market. So go for dividend stock at the same time katong mga defensive stock. However, naalang ko yung nabantayan nga trend since karon majority na bisag nag-recovery tama na ang sa pandemic, mostly sa mga trends or mga gipanghatag sa market, it's ang technology. However, we forget to notice na the very obvious nga nganong ang Pilipinas it's a consumption nation. It's because of the agriculture. Imo nakalimtan ba nga it's too obvious nga na-scarce of resources na sa agriculture, gamay lang ang nag-supply. So I've heard I've nasa mga storya nga ang DTI or any mga DTI or DOST are trying to promote ng mga agricultural mga businesses. So mga inana nga diri sa industry nga para mo balik isya kaboom, especially on kana kabantay mo sa rice, kalisod, daghang mga sa tawag kaning mga nag-hoarding ba, kaning I forgot the word, kaning sa Mexico sa tawag na kanang mga cartel. Oo, daghang kana na we miss to see the obvious ba ka ang agriculture. Well, it's still the kuan nga na scarcity, nagkuwang labi na sa runaan mo ang manok, ang baboy, daghan gyapon kuwang nag-import pa ganita from other nations in which we are capable enough kung kanang mga stocks nga that nag-hold naa say potential, pero for next year probably later part na puruhan nga mo pick up ang agricultural nga mga nga mga companies.
Ani.
Pwede. A&I.
Agri-nurture.
So man imong stock pick ani imong stock pick.
Last to siya nga pick. Ang first gina ko, it's still defensive stocks. Power.
Defensive. So any wala kay ticker code imong kuan ba specific kuan ba?
Kato
Meralco ana.
Meralco ni kuan na siya, murag it's a little expensive na gamay karon. I hope nga mo kuan siya mo, let's do the contrarian kuan way of investing. Ari gyapon kasubos. Ang SEC na gyapon sa ubos. Vivant.
SPC
Ayaw na SPC.
Mga electric
kang Siegfried na nga pang kuan, pang long term.
pang blow tra na sa asset sheets ba? Window dressing.
Ako na dividend stock, SPC is good. Nag-uhatag, dividendo. Pero why nakapildi gyapon sa SEC nga dividend nga gihatag sa
SEC. SEC, klaro ka na. SPC, SEC.
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 Followed by madayon ang election. Madayon magina election. Moving pa doon sa election, then GMA 7 would be a safe advertisement stock pick, and then mga agriculture the third liner for stock pick. That's all.
Okay, so maning mga bet ni Serge Bargayo, GMA. Naman sa man GMA ito yung GMA niya, anything defensive stock. So mga defensive stocks is power, water, telcos o ganing ang sa gito na ang kaning unsa ni kaning National Grid ba? National Grid.
GCP.
SPG. Para
Oh, pero
NGCP.
kuya ra ba na ilang
Now,
franchise?
paano? Oo, may kung kontrary yan yung mga approach, pwede kay ubos man ang NGCP.
So ito yung stock code ng NGCP.
SGP.
SGP.
Energy Grid Philippines, yes.
SGP. Ano to ba? Dako ano ni? Kanang taas dako ni dividendo. Nya wa ni virtual monopoly gini siya. Virtual monopoly. Oy, barato kayo. Oh. Book value is at
Ubos lagi
1879.
Kung kontraryan ka mo na inindot nga hulgan. However, gamay lang ang liquidity na niya is gamay.
Nya 620 ra, limang ka na. 6 pesos and 20. Book value 8. Way kompetensya, di ba? Baratuha eh.
Barato kayo siya, boss, because they layered the dividend structure. So instead of the company earning this much, they skirted the regulation. No, there are different layers, man. That redounds to the NGCP, and the SGP as the public entity receives a meager share of the net earnings of the operating company NGCP. So that is why discount yun mayo sa market, unless it should have been SGP and then directly owning the NGCP, the grid operations. No, there is no middle layer in between. Okay, unta na, because the earnings of NGCP will directly translate to SGP, which will then be distributed as dividends as per the SRC regulation. They are part of the few corporations that are mandated or pushed by certain laws to conduct an IPO, no? And it's been for a long time nga wa gyud nila gi-IPO. So kana mao na ako masultian ng SGPT mo barato, no? And then ang ilang franchise, boss, is only good until 2030.
Ay, kuha na sa mga Marcos later.
Hindi, murag na stake ang Ayala ni Boss Iwi?
No, it's the SM group. It's the SM. NGCP is majority owned by the SM
group.
And what's this other guy, Chinese thing? One of the richest Filipinos Japanese siya.
Kyoto.
Kyoto. Kanang nasa siya brokerage ba? Kyoto Securities. It's a C-Kyoto partnership together with the Chinese government corporation.
Foreign. Pila ka percent?
40 ang foreign. Limited up to 40 ramgud ang foreign. Unya ang Kyoto SM is about 60, and then they IPO'd, I think kay sa law is 10%, murag they IPO'd around 12%. I think tawa ko no daw, boss, ang public float, boss. Makita ba na to diya?
Ang sa may pagkitaon
public float sa SGP murag 12%.
Kita na dere.
Murag 12% na ilang public
22.
22% na.
22.
Okay. 22% public float. Okay. Book value 551. Okay. Pero it's a good defensive play, ha. Bila may dividend yield niya ron, I think around 7%, 8% ba. It was one of the highest during IPO.
Mas may pa na kasi mag-bonds na tag 6%.
Actually, ang yield at 620 is 11.24%.
See? 11% ay gihapon. Kay ang first
11%.
they were around 17% dividend yield. At the time of IPO, I think.
Stock pick.
Imo boss, Jiggy Pastor ni. Sa may stock pick nimo.
Ako katong inyong ipang istorya.
Before day anang imong kuande ta nga rest in peace Charlie Munger. Ni Warren Buffett.
Partner of Warren Buffett, no? Ipahuway na atong idol. Ipahuway na.
I-text si Warren Buffett ba? Di ba kunuta mo bilar?
Ingat si. Unsa man ni imo
Naitita Roskilius dito. Joke Crush ko 3-in-1 coffee.
I-promote ha, imo gyud nang i-promote.
Live Joke Crush ko dito ka 3-in-1. Yeah, parisag Tita Roskilius, madto ko Ines Warren.
Okay, may gabi diya sa itong ating paminaw. Si Zed, ako anak naminaw. Si Lizelle, Burong, Merlin, si Rano, sa Kwaming Island. Bod, Sarmiento, Bargayo. Yung nag-agaw search to? Niya, si Top.
Nasa US ron.
Naminaw, siya search, okay, na-like man. Tofi Acosta.
Natay World ba?
World. Natay World audience. And si Tofi Acosta, GBC. Malagi ni like, malagi ni Serge Bargayo ni Heart. Ang gabi niya, Serge. Doc Dentore, ni great na taan Pastor Sam Villar, Hisusa Maputi, ako mother-in-law. Si Aaron C, he like Carly Shires, ng classmates high school. Dikiti Nancy, LJ Gabs, o si John Patrick Vincent Gonzales, marikit asag pangalan Ako kailanin nila, pero...
Si LJ Gabs, ako nang igsoon, si John Patrick.
Ay, magsoon! Okay.
May gabi, sir. May gabi.
Naman kay mga fans club de Boss Elmer, Boss EB.
Taghapan.
Okay. So, ang kuan katong inyong ipangsulti for me, mga maayo gyud to siya. EEI is an value o book lang atong basihan. Unya mo ito ang point ni Boss EB kay Romualdez guna niya bag 50 billion infra only in the Philippines pero aside ana daghan ni siya og kanang foreign projects nga kuan nya infra is the way to go kay developing country man ta construction so sige gyud og develop og kuan og kanang daghang kuan ba daghang mga development so gawas na undervalued good if you look at EEI
Biyawan ni pastor ngita mag-devil
mo ganing ingon atong usa ka pastor ba nga di kay kisig ka mo English gingnan niya ang foreigner nga bisita nga pastor yun siya pastor we have many devils here development guy we have many devils here daghan kunog devil development day ang pasabot so if you look at EEI book value quick and dirty analysis lang is at 650 kita na rin sa SE website 650 pero og imong tan-awon
price niya?
Selling only at 587 so November 30 so ubos gid siya quick and dirty analysis lang sa stock the fact nga it is below book
pero
value
negative earnings pa siya boss no negative earnings
to check dili na
negative
sa una negative pero current dili na current year to date negative day negative 0.50
negative pa na kaya nagsige pa nag-invest
sige pag-invest
next year
hindi pa nagpagawas
inikobra
pero pila
tingkobra na next year
pila
yan sa search
current asset 12 billion
asset is mga 12 billion current
12 billion gamay-gamay pa din
14 September 30 2023 14 billion current asset ang total asset is 88 billion so daghanig projects pero gusto gyud mo cheaper pa you can invest a house owns a part of a big chunk of EAI so ang house is the RCBC House of Investments is the RCBC Yuchenko Group
HI.
Sa itong usaga ni nga kuan sa Deka?
Because house is 8890 Holdings.
8890 mo nang Deka.
Lagi 8890.
House. HI.
Na HI. HI lagi.
Ang house HI. Ang house mo nang kuan 88990.
8890 Holdings lagi Deka Homes.
So ang HI House of Investment
house. Nindot ng house
is 4580 no? Book value. 3458. Pero market is only kuan at 3 pesos and 27 cents. So grabe kay
Na-
discount. Not a very liquid stock.
Dili yun,
Not
dili
a very
liquid.
liquid stock.
Liquid,
So kuan ka
liquidity only high
kana
last year.
og apurado ka di ni mayo para nimo sa kuan kay di man liquid. Maglisod ka gawas pero big
Gawas.
potential. Unya maghatag sa dividendo. So pwede rin siya huwaton. So but anyway, ato lang tas mga kuan. At ato tas mga tips ninyo. So AI is okay. Value if you want cheaper, go for house. Unya Megawide is also undervalued in terms of book lang ang basihan. Megawide so imong tan-awon. Og book la to basihan. Book is at 340 pero market is selling at 305.
Atris nila, okay.
So ubos kayo siya. Unya this is also dividend giving. Dividend giving, rally, common shares, 50 centavos. So, compute. So, okay na siya.
0.5.
Okay ka mo sa Elmer, undervalued. Anya, arekas kang, masa to ikatulo ni mo, boss? ABS-CBN?
ABS, ABS.
ABS, CBN.
Negative siguro gihapon sila.
Negative earnings. Ako, mukuhan ko, ato ning analyze ng galing inyo, tagsagay mo support, mo sa inyo ko, 923, negative income, pero book value is at 923. Onya market is selling, buying at 375.
170 at 375.
375. So below book yapon siya. Onya but negative income, mulay downside. So what to ni siya? I don't know kung say kuan kay wala man ni kuan, content creator naman lang ni sila. Onya with a partnership with Prime, we don't know what will happen. Onya ang sa kang Igo Globe, ang Globe is dili ni siya below book. Ang book ano niya is 1,109 pero market is selling at buying and selling at 1,710. So sa ingon ni nga situation, sobra gyud siya. But understandable kay kuan man. Dako income niya, GCash is dako potential, nya nag-expand sa world na, Southeast Asia. So
pila na ng presyo ron current price against book? 1.5 times? 1.5 times book?
Mga kuan, mangingon na 1.5 kay 1 man niya, 1,007.
Yeah, 1.4, 1.1.
1.7. 1.1, 1.1. 1 niya, 1.7 ang market. So ingon ani na ang gamito na to ana kay muhatag mo ning dividendo 1.54.
1.54 times. It traded
1.54.
it actually traded to almost 3 times book value, ha?
Before.
Before the pandemic.
Ang market kay down man kay ang market ron. So kanang daghan
Gwapo gina siya. At that levels now, I think it's a buy. It's a really good buy.
Quick analysis lang, goodbye yun siya. Good nya dayon BYU. Dili kay goodbye. So kani siya dividend is consistent, no? Now, parang naghatag og 100 pesos per share. 100 pesos per share. Last 2020. Dili sobra. Common lagi. 25 pesos man per common. So 2023, 100 pesos per share.
132 centavos, ha? Dili. Common mo naman na. So 100.
Og na kay 1 million, buying at 1,700 per share. That's 588 shares. So, no plan 500 shares times 100 pesos. Anay kay 50,000.
5.8% dividend yield. Not bad.
Okay na.
Not bad for the bluest of the blue chips, ha? At 5%.
Yes, at 5% dividend lang alone onya wa pay labos capital appreciation kay expanding matud pa sa endorser sa GCash. Okay na. So mayo.
Og na ko retirement plan by 90%, I would put in Globe largely because
Globe, yes sir.
of the G play goodbye. To be
Ah,
honest, no. If they can unlock the value of Gcash
mm,
by doing an IPO, ang
ah,
valuation na nabay grabe og
dako
surge
kayo.
na. So, dako kay
Ah,
valuation na. So they're what do you call that? That's the goose that lays their golden egg. It's the
ah,
retirement plan of the Ayalas.
which I agree, which I agree. Nga, bisag di tabahin na ni Vernon sa iyang endorsement sa
uh,
GCash, I agree
uh,
nga.
uh, uh,
Kuan.
uh.
Ah, so,
Baka yung naging
maghatag yan nun ha, ikalimot nun ha. Endorse di ba mi sa Globe as stock. Unya, akang third sad, I agree, defensive stocks, will go, ato mo gud ani is, ang market magod karon is selling very cheaply. So it's a matter of kana bang murag in essence ang hitabo is murag anig example murag anig ni pusta og kuan ba lumbas kabayo ba nga sure gyud mudaog ang anang kabayo sure gyud pero ang question is kinsa gyud mag-una nila ana ba in a sense ba nga based sa imong budget nga mo na nga ang ato is you look at the figures og unsa. So yung si search defensive stock defensive nindot na tanan SGP nagkuanta mention. So how about Meralco? Mga barato kayo ron, no?
Water,
Grabe
Manila
kay barato
Water.
yun, bro. Kana, o sana, akong very, very long picks. The reason nga nung, o sana, dili lang na for 2024,
It's
beyond
very
pa
undervalued now.
very, very undervalued, oh. So, 24.93 ang BB, 26.33.
15 mo tayo na.
Onya, market is
15
only 18.
15, 14.
18
Ah,
pesos. Ang reason nga nung I go for this is because run by the Razons na ni siya. So si Razon, what he did for ICT, more or less may ang buhaton for Manila Water, bringing it to the world. So dako ni siya nga potential in the next years or even decades. Long shot, gid siya long shot. Anya ang beauty aning kuan nga defensive stock is always giving dividends kay defensive man eh. So naagyo na siya dividendo pero di gyud na masipyat. So for me basta lisod gani ang uncertain gani ang economy, okay, the way to go is putting your money in defensive stocks that is consistently giving dividends. Either way, daog kay maghatag mag-dividends. At the same time, bahalag ang capital appreciation slow kay down man ang market pero at least nagsige siya dividends. With that in mind, I continue to endorse SCC, no? Katong defensive na siya kay naman siya power at the same time na siya room for growth because of mining, coal mining, and I also continue to endorse DMC which owns a big chunk of SCC. Labi na kay ang DMC karon na sila bago nga mine nga gi-open. Unya, ako sang endorse ang mga gold diggers. Dili ka to mga type nga moduol lang ni Boss EB itong gold. Of particular koan is another Rason company ang APX which is barato-barato pa rin, I think 280 man siguro. Because the reason why kay ang in the next kaning gold is medium term ni siya siguro mga next 3 to 6 months mubutog yun siya kay labi na sa uncertainty sa kuan ba sa situation. So ako endorse kung ano siya SCC, APX.
Ang prime infra day, boss. Are you looking at it? Prime infrastructure? Ticker ani?
Pwede sana siya kay defensive man na. Di ko tanaw nimo ba ang gold ba? Before go to prime infra. Og tanaw nimo ang gold man god. Tanaw ang gold.
Before the go before the Ukraine war. Awa daw.
Dawa gold
Multi-year.
Niya imo nang ikuan dia, imong iadiha ang ganing EPX. Follow ra man gyud na siya sa kuan sa gold. Follow ra gyud na siya trajectory sa trajectory tanaw mura na siya. Sunda lang ang gold mo na trajectory sa stock sa EPX. Onya, let's go to katapusan gi ikuan ni Boss Elmer sa to prime
infra.
Sana yang stock code.
Sebenarnya. Na ba na?
Kang kuan gyud po na.
Murag
Dili na. Prime media man na. Ay ala,
Yan,
murag
rason.
rason di na listed. Oh. Di na
Listed,
listed.
no? Unit
murag
siya
di.
sa Asaman. Sa
Kuha na. Rason, murag holdings niya.
Ah.
Rason, kuha naman na siya yung murag website na nakakakuan man kuha na niya. Nakakam
kuan
across
lang,
ko sa
prime
iyang
infra
kuan.
lang, prime
Gani.
infra lang. Kay interested
Wala
sila.
pa ni, di pa ni listed.
Sila. Di pa listed, no?
Okay, prime infra oh. Mo man ni. Kaya ilang portfolio is mo ni siya.
Mana ng water?
Manila Water.
Prime Water.
Puro ni infra. Puro ni infra. Terra Solar, Terra Kuan, Prime Energy, Waste Fuel.
Puro defensive.
Solar? Puro kay defensive. Ana kani
Power and water na. Power and water
ni. Oh.
This is his yaning overseas unit.
Kuya nig target kay national marabag ICT ba? Iyang plano.
Ihalang ining overseas unit.
Sa
iyang infra plane niya for global infra.
So mo ni may tabuan ni.
I hope iyan ang i-list sooner.
Malis ni usan is mga kuano nun. Ang Manila Water mo ni ang nagda sa iyang water kuan. Water unsa ni? Investments. Okay, mura man siguro na. Mura og para mo ilay kadungag.
Nakay nalimtan sige, nga wala check.
Unsa man?
Katay mong gingon ba nga sa sunod tuig by March or by kuan dako og mohatag dividendo. ION.
Oo, usa sa to. Ayon, because of manufacturing. No? Mo ni bitaw nga perting baratuha sa kuan, perting baratuha ro sa market, dagan jud kay barato. Nya usa ni mga kuan.
Hasta tong isabay katong nag-roadshow diri sa Cebu ba? Nga katong murag microwave antenna manufacturer. Unsa ba nga na to? Nga electronics pod?
Electronics, di ba to kuan? Nade, roadshow.
So na. Wa ba mo ka-attend pro kami man tong kuan siguro?
Wala ko attend na. Ay, 0.08 ang book value sa yon pero ni saka na ni Sharon but still cheap. Kay ako na mingi compute good 1.08. So tanaw nimo
it's an Ayala unit, di ba?
Ha? Dili ni Ayala. Ayala is
music semiconductor dito. Unsa na naron?
Unsa man?
Ang katong electronics unit sa Ayala.
IMI.
IMI, music semiconductor sa una. Yes.
Car mo to, mga sakyanan.
Okay, wala man siguro kay ilang kuan. Wala tapos na. Dako tagbayro ng stasyon na ni. Okay,
parte na niya kulota.
At Christmas party ato niya na sabutan. Offline.
Tilawan ta na imo kuan.
Si kuan igigo ato ni kuan invite to ni siya.
Okay. Sama Pizza City.
Okay.
Kuan si Ha?
Pizza Cities gabi.
Ay niya lang magsabot offline ay. Offline
na lang. Okay, ato paunahon og panamilit si Tin Brown man. Imong kuan.
Kasi taga paminaw kay mo nga nga to Pizza City.
All right, daghang kay salamat. I hope everyone will have a tremendous or a merry Christmas. Amping lang and then amping sa investments, amping sa mga scams, both sa investment o sa kanang mga scammer sa inyong heart.
Na.
Okay.
Tawa ka, boss. Ako na dungan ampingi ang mga scammers, mga dungan.
Amping sa mga scammers. Labi na scammers sa inyong heart.
Kanang mga sugars, boss, scammer na, boss. Okay, na. Si Ikigo, endorser sa GCash.
Oy, may gabi again nya kuan mo to siya kanang
Nihang.
Nihang.
Muaslom ni.
Nawala po.
Putol?
Hinay good line.
Muaslom nihang.
Nihang to.
Sige, padayon, igigo.
Amo to, Merry Christmas o advance Happy New Year o niya kato. Bantay-bantay gyapon sa mga scammers. Sa tong ingon sa video ganina, no? I-check mo sa SEC. Mo to. Wala siya. Kay murag mawa na niya akong internet.
Check with sec.
Check with sec.
Wala kaya ayon pasalamatan, igigo. Promotion dahil sa imong libro, sa imong mga vlogs, wala na
Wala.
Okay, Sir Bargayo.
Okay, sa tanang taga-paminaw sa CERTAmbayan, salamat sa inyong pagkuyog namo sa tibok tuig sa 2023. Sunod tuig na sad. And gikan sa kada Sabado, nahimo na lang usa ka Sabado sa usa ka buwan. I hope sunod tuig mapermanente or pwede na itong mapasakaan, twice a month makaron. Pero mapasalamaton gyapon kayo media ninyo kay tungod ninyo kamo ang nagpa-inspire na mo nga magpadayon sa among gibuhat kada Sabado. Nya salamat, I hope nga naamoy nakatunan and true wealth starts from within. Salamat. Cebu, Visayas, Mindanao, Luzon, world.
True work starts from within. Okay, sa na lang sa atong partners, mga kuan, PFA, Yaman Coach, Ticker and Trends, RFP Philippines, Trends Investabay, o atong Tigpasiugda, Sid4Com, itong Director Danjis, may gabi dia Dan. Milit kami kaninyo, o salamat sa pagpaminaw sa among 50th episode, o golden episode na ni. Katapusan na episode sa karong tuig. See you next year sa atong CERTAmbayan live. May nang sayo may nagprograma ron kay para di madisturbo mo parte ba. So salamat sa mga kauban re, ang mga banggitan ng mga analyst, mga endorser sa Gcash o mga kuan. Okay, so hopefully next year padayon gyapon ta sa ato programa. May nang once a month lang kay busy man kay mi. Din Brown man murag daghan ni siya mga hard hitting kuan expose sa iyang kuan. Okay, manamilit ka niyo. Sa Serge?
Lisod dakpon.
Kaya lisod dakpon. Okay, manamilit kami kaninyo. Magbilin kami sa kamayng gabi. Sugbo o world.
May gabi. Love the Philippines.
Love the Philippines, ha?